So we want to talk about what it was like having a dog in the van. So we picked up Ember about a month and a half ago. Matt's sister was going to be really busy with work and was going to have to board her for a lot of the week. So we were just like, let's take her in the van with us. Let's give it a shot. We were a little nervous, and we'll share some of our nerves and how they played out.
So the first was just if it would limit us anywhere we were going. We knew that dogs were allowed in national parks, but a lot of times they're not allowed on hikes in national parks. We found that there's only specific hikes that they're not allowed. We took her into Shenandoah National Forest, or was that a national park?
National park,
yeah. It was a national park, sorry. Shenandoah National Park, right after we picked her up. And one of the hikes that we looked up, we weren't able to go on, but it was pretty easy to plan around. We just picked a different one, and it was still great. Since then, we haven't really found anywhere that we're not able to go because we have a dog. If there's somewhere that we need to run into, like individually, one of us will usually stay with the dog. Or if we can and we need to do some work at a coffee shop or something like that, we always just find somewhere with outdoor seating that we can bring her with.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not interested in being in the video. She doesn't really like the camera. We tried. So the other thing we were nervous about was just the heat and like being in the van, leaving her in the van when we go to the grocery store or when we go take showers. And we've been in some hot places. So Baltimore, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. in the summer. And thankfully we had some friends there. And friends and family. And so we left her at their house while we explored for the day, their air-conditioned house. And we actually slept on their floors or in their guest rooms when we were there because it was just way too hot. So other than that, we've just been traveling on the coast, trying to travel on the coast or near mountains. And for the most part, we have been fine. I mean, actually, I can't think of one time where it's been like too hot for any of us to sleep or anything.
No. Basically, we're in the van the whole time, so she's in here with us. And we have a little thermometer, and sometimes it'll go up into like the mid-80s in here.
Yeah.
Which is warm, but I think we've kind of grown accustomed to it a little bit, especially if we parked like in the sun, trying to get some solar or something like that. But
I start sweating at like 88 or 89. And now I start getting cold at like 73.
Be an interesting winter. But yeah. So we haven't really had any trouble with the heat outside of that. A couple times, like we mentioned, splitting up to go into like the grocery store or something. If it was really hot, one of us stayed in the van, and more so I think because we were concerned about other people more than we were concerned about Ember.
Some people are crazy dog people and they see a dog in there and I'm like, but there's fans going and it's like actually cooler in the van, or, you know, they'll still call the police. So...
Right, we have 2 Max fans in the back of our van, and they're running almost like 100% of the time. We never really turn them off. So there's always ventilation back there, and then if we do leave her, she loves to sit in the front seats, so we'll usually roll the 2 front windows down also. So there's plenty of ventilation. But yeah, if we're concerned that someone else might be concerned, then we sit out in the van.
Or just take her for a walk or something.
Yeah.
The dirt, the only other thing that I have noticed is... she brings in dirt more than we bring in dirt, I would say.
For sure. She's not as good at taking her shoes off when she gets in the back, so she definitely tracks stuff in, and she also kind of has like curly Velcro fur, so she can get pretty sandy and things like that. But we try to be good about just like brushing her feet off at the door before we bring her in, if we know she's like, obviously we've been hiking or something like that.
Mud is her favorite.
Yeah.
So that's always fun.
But yeah, otherwise it hasn't been too bad. Obviously we have like vinyl plank flooring, so it's pretty easy to clean. We just pick stuff up and sweep everything out.
Shake out the sheets.
Yeah, she sleeps in the bed, obviously, so...
Obviously.
She's little, so it works.
Yeah.
You can fit 3 or 2 1/4 or whatever.
I do feel like slightly safer with a dog in the van. And I think if we were to go down to like South America or Mexico, and I would definitely want a dog, like a big dog that would bark and sound ferocious. She's not really like a guard dog, she's more of an alarm dog, so she'll just bark when other people are there. But it is nice to have that like sense of security. I don't know how much she actually provides, because someone might look at her and be like, oh, whatever. You're
Yeah.
20 pounds. But I could see having like a German Shepherd or something, if you're in a place where you don't feel super safe, how that could make you feel safer and potentially protect you too.
Yeah, I think it would be harder with a bigger dog.
Yeah.
Ember is like a really good size for the van. Like, she's pretty small. Said she sleeps in the bed with us, but like doesn't take up that much room, so it's really not a big deal. Yeah, it might be a little bit tougher with a larger dog, just maneuvering around them in such a small space.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have any experience with that, just with this one. So
Yeah.
these are our only 2 cents
Yeah.
we can give.
Yeah, I think it's funny. We were talking to Meg and Ben of Wild Drive Life, and they were saying that they do whatever their dog wants to do. Basically, like, their whole route is planned by like what Moose wants to do, or you know, where not what Moose wants to do, but where he can go. And it is kind of true. Like, you do pay attention to, you know, what makes the dog comfortable, and they're like your, you know, in your care, so you're concerned about their well-being. And so I think that is something to consider. Like, if it is a little bit of like an awareness, you have to be, you know, conscious of what they want. Like, she hates cities, we learned as we were in New York City. Click our video to watch our vlog of New York City where she hated it. So we've just been avoiding cities, and we're not big city people either, so that's not something we're like sacrificing. But you do kind of have to maneuver your plans a little bit to accommodate the dog. Or if she can't go on a trail that we might want to hike, like at Acadia, there was the Beehive Trail that is like super steep and like ladders kind of, and they don't allow dogs on there, obviously, because dogs can't really climb ladders yet.
It's true.
Once they get thumbs, maybe. But yeah, I think it's just something to be aware of before you go into it. We haven't found, even like, I was really worried about Acadia because I'd heard like it's a national park, they don't allow dogs, but it was totally fine.
We hiked everywhere with her, and we hiked a lot of places with her off leash, and we hike with her off leash a lot. One, because she's small and like not very threatening, right? So she's also not very interested in people or their dogs, and she has a lot more fun. So, but yeah, we hiked a lot with her off leash. There are other dogs off leash in Acadia. So yeah, we found it to be definitely more enjoyable with her with us, though. She's really fun.
Yeah, we really overall really enjoy having her with us. I think it makes it really fun, and she soothes my anxiety. I have some anxiety, and just like petting her and stuff relaxes me, so I enjoy her. And she cuddles so cute.
She is very cute. She's a cute dog.
She's like a teddy bear. Everyone says she's a life-size teddy bear, and we call her Teddy Bear. So yeah, if you have any other questions about what it's like having a dog in the van, leave them in the comments. We'll make sure to answer all of them and let you know what answer your questions, what you have. Peace.
See ya.